Today we're at the General Motors Aerodynamics Laboratory, and we're just downstream of the fan.
The fan behind me is 43 feet in diameter. It's a 4,500 horsepower DC electric motor. Spins the fan at 270 RPM. That helps us reach the speeds in the test section of 138 miles per hour. We test 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, sometimes on Saturdays, sometimes on Sundays.
You know, the goal of the team from an aerodynamic standpoint on the 2013 Chevy Malibu was to make it the lowest drag mid-size car in the history of Chevrolet, and we're able to do that by achieving a 0.29 coefficient of drag. We spent more than 400 hours on testing the 2013 Malibu and the GM wind tunnel.
The drag coefficient, the lower it is, the less energy it takes to push through the air. The lower the drag force is in the vehicle. It's the vehicle as a whole that you need to take into account when you're doing this drag work. So you start at the front and you make sure that the air stays attached as it flows down the vehicle. And then you work on the sides, you work on the rockers, you work on the deck lid, you work on the tail lamps. We did a lot of specific work with the front corners. We did a lot of work in the underbody too. For a car like Malibu with such a low drag coefficient, you pretty much have to do everything to it. When you start getting down into the 2.9, 2.8 ranges, you really need to do as much as you possibly can on the car. We started in clay. We started in a reduced scale clay model, 1/3 scale clay.
We use clay because it's a very pliable and changeable material. We're able to mill in the clay, the actual production surface of the car, and then change it during the test. So we can do maybe 10 to 20 changes in clay on the clay model during a one wind tunnel shift.
It's a combination of having the sculptor, the actual talented artist, do what they need to do on the sculpting of the car, my experience in aerodynamics and what would be better for a drag, and the designer's eye for what's aesthetically pleasing to the customer. If we try something that works aerodynamically but design doesn't necessarily like it, sometimes we can find a compromise or find something entirely different. We all understand that not only do we need cars that are aerodynamically efficient, but we also need cars that are beautiful.